Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are, whenever you are. Welcome to a new Breakout Solutions live stream. I'm your host, Matthew Battieri, here with you today to tell you why is Bitcoin a good investment and also go through the technicals. Before I continue, let me just close my door. It's getting a little bit chilly here. It is getting a bit late. So first of all, Bitcoin is one of the best investments, I do believe, and this is not financial advice. And the reason being is, first of all, it's decentralized, meaning it's not controlled by a single entity, government, or financial institution. Therefore, it's increased its security and protection against manipulation. The only way it can be really manipulated if there's a 51% attack, meaning that someone would need to control a fair few miners in order to control what is occurring on the blockchain. So that's not going to happen. It's limited supply. We know that there's only 21 million Bitcoins that will ever be in existence. Already we know that 3 to 4 million of the ones already in existence, which is about 9.1, 9.2 million, is or have been lost, because Bitcoin was created many, many moons ago, and people would have been storing their keys and their Bitcoin on their hard drives, and people lose that stuff because they didn't know the potential of Bitcoin at the time. So Bitcoin has obviously been lost. It's in the universe, it's in the cloud, and if you can find it, fantastic, but it's basically lost, meaning that the total supply is more or less going to be around about 15 million, maybe, when it's all said and done. Next is a store of value, okay, because it's been known as a digital gold, and the same way that gold has been used as an investment in the past to hedge against things such as inflation, stock market crashes, etc. It's great for times of economic uncertainty, which is exactly what we're going through now, and obviously inflation. Now, the other thing is great about Bitcoin is its accessibility. Now, anyone all over the world, as long as you have a mobile phone, you can buy, you can transact, and you can do peer-to-peer. You can move the money around. You can take it with you overseas. You don't need to transfer it into other currencies. So its ability to be able to be transported to other locations with just your cell phone is great, meaning it's borderless, and therefore it increases the financial inclusivity of people worldwide. A lot of people that are unbanked have the ability to generate income using cryptocurrencies, but more importantly, crypto. Now, its security is also really, really important. Now, I want to show you something. This is the Bitcoin hash rate. Now, this usually increases as more miners do come into, or more miners are turned on, meaning that the security of the network is at its all-time high. More people are validating the ledger, which therefore makes Bitcoin a safe and secure asset, as long as you don't lose your private keys. Now, we also know that Bitcoin adoption has been increasing ever since its inception. The amount of wallet addresses has increased. The amount of people becoming whole coiners or 0.1 Bitcoiners has also increased. So there's been an increase in adoption, which is great. It's also great for portfolio diversification, so you're not putting all your eggs in one basket, such as real estate, stocks, bonds, all that type of stuff. It's a great way to obviously diversify your portfolio. It's innovative as technology comes. Obviously, there's going to be better versions of cryptocurrency, so to speak, as we move forward, but these aren't really going to be decentralized. So it's important to understand that Bitcoin is being decentralized because we don't know who created it, even though we comes under this synonym of Satoshi. We don't really know who started Bitcoin, right? There's been a lot of speculation, but we really don't know who that really is. And lastly, for me, is the potential for growth. If we've looked at the Bitcoin chart ever since its inception, what we can clearly see is that this thing just goes up and to the right. All right, so it does take some time. This is why this market requires patience. Even though you can get better returns than any other market, people are still very impatient when it comes to Bitcoin. if we look at Bitcoin over time, it's just going up and to the right, meaning the value of the asset keeps increasing. And a lot of people believe that Bitcoin will be worth north of $1 million in 10 years' time. You've got people saying 6 million, 10 million. It's basically going to be infinite depending on how much liquidity it can bring over from all the other underperforming assets that people want to get rid of. So now that I've told you why Bitcoin is one of the most important assets that you should be having, or most important investments, let's have a look at the chart and let's kind of figure out together where Bitcoin is going to go in the short term. So I've drawn this little trend line from the December 30 lows of 16,200, brought it back over to the March 10th lows of 19,500. And you can see that this trend line did support us. Okay, so it supported us. Now, there's been a couple of other reasons why this region was also a very good, it was support back in 2021, right here. Sorry, 2022. It was resistance in 2022, resistance in 2023, and now has turned into support once again. So this area that we're currently at was always going to be, most likely, we're going to have a bounce. Now, if we break this zone, then yeah, I do believe, you know, Bitcoin can come down as low as 24,000 and still remain bullish, or worst case scenario, 21,500 and still be bullish, because this is where the golden pocket is. And if we were to come down to the 786 here, this would then create a lower high. And once again, we would be changing market structure. Low, higher low, higher high, higher low. We can continue going up. But if that doesn't occur and then we end up creating a lower low, once again, changing market structure, we're probably going to zero. Just joking, we're not going to zero. So now let's have a good chat and let's talk about why Bitcoin is currently stopped at where it is stopping. So these blue lines that you can see, let me just remove that and that. These blue lines that you can see are called what is called anchored VWAPs. And if you want to use them in your own trading analysis, all you need to do is you go to the first tab on Trading View, you go to anchored VWAP, and you normally select these anchored VWAPs from highs or lows in the macro environment. So I think I don't have one from this low, so let me just chuck on that low. Oh no, I do have one on that low. Okay, so you can see that I've created some anchored VWAPs from this point right here. Not that it meant much. I can obviously change this to the all-time low right there, but I think the VWAP is quite low. So if we were to drop down from where we are now, we would probably find some support around 24,400. And you can see that the anchored VWAP from this high, okay, right here, is what is currently holding us down. Okay, it's currently holding us down. Now, on top of that, it's also being held down by the value area low of this entire sideways range. Okay, so we have the value area high, we have the point of control, and the value area low, meaning the most amount of Bitcoin was traded between these prices right here. Okay, not much Bitcoin was traded here, not much Bitcoin was traded here, so then it creates a value area. And right now we're being held down by the value area low. Now you can also see that this was also support back here. So once again, support is turning into resistance, keeping us trapped here in this 26,400, 500 region. So we need a lot of volume and bull power to break not only the VWAP but the value area low of this range. If we are if we're able to break back into the value area, look for resistance at the point of control and these other two VWAPs that we have right here. So we have one currently at 27,313, 27,758, and the point of control 27,900. The value area high is also up here at 29,000, but I would say if we do break back into this value area, we're more than likely going to try and test the value area high, and that would give us a change in market structure, something like this. Okay, and we move on to the 30Ks. So if that is still in play, if we do see this occur, then what we can do is we can go back to our old Fibonacci retracement lines and predict where the next, stoppage is going to occur. So we have the 382 Fibonacci retracement at 35,968, and you can see that this was previously support back in 2022. Okay, so it's pretty obvious that if we do come up to here, we're probably going to have a pullback of some sort, okay, a retracement. But we can see that if we do break from where we currently are, what's in play next is 36,000. I'm not going to talk about 42,000 and 50,000 because that's too far away. Right now, if we're looking at just the local market structure, our biggest challenge is getting over that 26,500 and moving up to the upside. So that's what I kind of foresee with Bitcoin. If we, as I mentioned before, if we fail to break back into the range, then I'd be looking at the golden pocket, okay, or this VWAP here at 24,700. That's already given us some support last week. Things are looking better. I'm not going to lie, things are looking better, but it doesn't mean we're out of the woods. A couple of things on my radar, on my indicators that tell me that we're not out of the woods and we're probably going to get a bit of sell action this week, is we have the market side for VWAP turning down, the money flow still in the red, stochastic RSI looking to be in the overbought territory. You can see the moving averages starting to roll over. Now, it doesn't mean that these moving averages can't do what we did back here and flatline for, you know, a week or so or 2 weeks, but more so most of the time, once we break that 80% barrier, you'll see the moving averages start to cross over or move over each other, and then we start seeing these moving averages then going to the downside. This is an oscillator, right? So you can see that zigzag up and down, up and down, up and down. What goes up must come down. So I would be expecting maybe some sideways action, sideways to downward action for the rest of the week. Hopefully we can at least come back to the trend line. We could possibly also draw a Fibonacci retracement. We see that the golden pocket lines up with the trend line, so we could get lucky and a pullback here, which would be a good entry, and hopefully we can do, you know, something like this, boom, and then off to the races. But time will only tell. It all depends, you know, with what's happening with the news, the SEC crackdown. Is there going to be any more FUD to come with, you know, this asset class recovering? Because if you haven't been paying attention, you should see what the normal stock market is doing. We're basically in a parabola, okay? The stock market, due to the debt ceiling being increased, has only had a positive effect. But, you know, this could also be, I don't think it's a fake out from where we are. Let's have a look if we are in a bad spot here. So we broke past the golden pocket for the stock market. 786 is probably going to be the next point of interest where we go to and have a bit of a retracement. So if we can do something like this, have a retracement, and all this liquidity of the pullback goes into the crypto market, that would be fantabulous. But look, I did predict a bullish June. Unfortunately, Bitcoin, you know, we can't control the news. It is what it is. If we look at the month, we are still trading down for the month of June. So we do need to come back up above 27,200 for it to become a bullish month. But, you know, what can we do? Time will tell. And unfortunately, we here at Breakout Solutions do not control the whales nor the SEC. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, subscribe, turn on all notifications. Thank you for watching my Monday Bitcoin technical analysis. And remember, Bitcoin is a fantastic investment. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research, and I'll catch you Wednesday for our altcoin stream. Bye for now.